everybody, it's Tony with Big T Bariatric, and I'm back at you with another video. Today it is Monday, March 27th. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you could do me a huge favor, please hit that subscribe button down below. Let's get this thing to 5,000 subscribers. I really appreciate you, and I love you guys very, very much. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this video. Today I'm going to get right into it. This is a success story from what I can tell just from the title. It's from the channel called Truly, and it's called I Nearly Died at 600 Pounds. Now I'm half the size. Brand new me. So this should be really interesting. I love, love, love telling success stories. People who've lost the weight, whether you got surgery, whether you did it on your own, it does not matter to me. People like to make fun of other people and make it seem like they didn't work nearly as hard to lose the weight just because they got weight loss surgery, when in reality, the surgery is a tool. It's not just a magic make fat go away pill or nothing like that. You really still have to work really hard. So just wanted to put that out there. So I don't know how he lost the weight. I'm sure he'll get into it. But either way, it's really hard work, and I'm really proud of him for getting it off. So let's get into this video right now.
At my heaviest, I weighed 600 pounds. I would eat from the very moment I woke up in the morning to the minute I went to bed. I was consuming over 10,000 calories a day. It definitely impacted my marriage. It really messed a lot of things up. And at 600 pounds, numerous hospital trips and infections, I had to do something.
I mean, he's looking really great. I mean, from where he was to where he's at right now, it's night and day. It's awesome. And it was also great that he was able to come to that rock bottom point. I talk about it a lot in my videos, that most of the time it's a rock bottom moment. And he realized as he was in and out of the hospital, his health was starting to fail him. He was having infections, and it was interfering in his marriage with his wife. So he had to get to that point where he realized that, wait, all this fat on me has made my life miserable. My health is deteriorating. Things are not going the way I thought they would go. I have to do something about this. And also, it looks like he still has a little bit left around his abdomen. I think most of that, maybe some of it is still fat. He's still not where he wants to be, but a lot of it is skin. And skin is one of those things that you're going to have to face when you get to that point and you lose all the weight. I know that's what's going to happen to me down the road. I'm going to have to deal with a lot of skin, and it's not going to be a single surgery and you get it all removed. It's going to be multiple surgeries. I think depending on how much skin there is, and your surgeon, maybe you do one arm at a time, you get both arms done, or both arms done at the same surgery. Then you have to deal with the legs because there could be a lot of fat around your legs that are gone, so there's skin hanging down there, and then your abdomen is going to be one major surgery. So it's all going to take time, multiple surgeries, a lot of pain, and it's just something that us big people, we have to look forward to, I guess, when we get the weight off, because the skin can be a problem itself. It can become infected, especially where the skin hangs down. It can make mobility much worse. Even if you lose a lot of weight, just having a lot of skin hanging down around your legs and your knees and everything else, it's going to be really difficult.
Right away. I lost 300 pounds in just over a year and a half. I went from a 78-inch waist to a 38-inch waist. Mentally now, I'm a lot more focused on my goals, focused on my future, and focused on my life. My goal weight is 250 pounds. I'm still not finished. Growing up, I was always the chubby kid, the fat kid, picked last in gym class, bullied, picked on, but it was rough. It's not what any kid should go through. When I was a child, I had a relationship with food where I used it as comfort. I would always sneak food or overeat food. If I was upset, food never let me down. I realize now that I've been an emotional eater my whole life.
And that's an interesting observation that he also had to make. You don't realize when you're growing up and you're dealing with all kinds of difficult circumstances that you look towards other things to find comfort. And it could be a lot of different things that people find that they find comfort in, but food is usually the thing that's right there. Food is always in the picture, even if it's not in the picture. Even if there's food scarcity around you, like when you do get food, you're going to overeat that food. If you've ever had a dog that grew up and did not have a lot of food in the house, what do? They eat so fast and so frequently that they constantly throw that food up because they're just eating so fast. Like they're just afraid that they're not going to get food. And so they eat as much as they can. And so when there is food around, they just overdo it. And that could be what a lot of people face as well if they're dealing with a lot of different circumstances. So whether there's food, whether there's not food, you just sort of realize that I went through a lot of stuff. I was picked on, I was bullied, and so what did I turn to? I was being picked on and bullied for being overweight. Okay, well, what's that going to do? That's going to drive me back to food. I know I need to not run to food because my weight, my size is the problem and why I'm getting bullied, but there's nothing else that can comfort me right now. I sort of developed this relationship with food, so I'm going to run back to it. And that's what happens over time, and you don't even realize you're doing it at the time, but it takes the realization that, wow, maybe I'm an emotional eater. Maybe I run to food when I'm sad or depressed, or even when I want to celebrate. Like, it is that relationship with food. So just like if you had a relationship with a person, you go to that person when you're happy, you want to celebrate with that person. When you're sad, you want to cry on that person's shoulder. It's the same thing with food, but the relationship with food is a lot more toxic.
It just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I wasn't dealing with my mental health at all. So it just ballooned and then it skyrocketed. Generally, after supper, this would have been my typical night.
I think he just said something really important there is he wasn't dealing with his mental health, because a lot of people don't realize that the mental health is a part of it. They think, oh, I'm just getting fatter and fatter. It's just 100% a purely physical issue. And if I just go on a diet, I can fix it. But when you don't tackle the mental health part of it, if you don't tackle the reason why you keep running to food, if you don't even realize that there is an emotional component to it, that there is a mental component to it, you're going to be a lot less successful at doing it. That's why I don't like it when a lot of skinny people or normal sized people or whoever, excuse me, say things like, well, just eat a salad, just go on a diet. Like, it's calories in, calories out. That is that simple. And even though it is calories in, calories out, you have to make room for the mental part of it. You have to deal with that, or you're not going to be successful.
Night snack, chips, chocolate bar, big glass of Coke, probably come back for some of these. When I was starting to get to around my heaviest weight, I wasn't working. I was very depressed. It definitely impacted my marriage. I was always moody because of my size and my mental health state.
It was a struggle. He wasn't able to work. His mental health wasn't the greatest. It was a struggle.
One morning,
Yeah, when you're at your biggest, your mental health does take a major hit. And I talk all the time about, hey, if you're overweight, it's not possible for you to be happy. And I'm not talking about all overweight people. This is not a blanket statement to all overweight people. You can be a little bit overweight, you can be 100 pounds overweight, and still be happy, still be sort of healthy. Even though I don't think you're as healthy as you think you are, you can do the medical tests. There could be nothing wrong with you. You can have normal blood pressure or whatever. But as you get bigger and bigger, you become more miserable. I'm mostly talking about people who hit that 5, 6, 700 pound range, and they become immobile, and they become moody and irritable, and there's just so many issues with them. They become depressed, and their whole life is falling apart, and they're just watching and looking out the window and watching everything and everybody pass them by because they can't work. They can't contribute to the family or to society. And it's a very, very difficult thing to face in your life. So when I say that, I'm not saying that a blanket statement, all fat people are unhappy. No. But you get to that point as your body starts breaking down and it becomes a barrier in your human relationships, and you become miserable and your mental health starts to tank. And that just drives you to what? To eat, right? It drives you to eating more and more food. So it's a very complicated situation that needs a lot of work.
I woke up. I didn't get out of bed. I probably hadn't showered for a week. I was just depressed. I just lied there on a mattress on the ground because I had broken my bed.
I've been there. I lived in several apartments where I didn't even have a bedroom, or even if I did have a bedroom, like I would just sleep on a mattress in the living room, on a single mattress on the floor. Showering was very difficult, so I didn't shower every single day. I just got out of the shower this morning. If you can't tell by my hair, I shower mostly every day now. I could stand up and shower, which I couldn't do before. So it's very difficult to even lift your leg over the lip of the tub and get in and take a shower. And when I could do that, I had to sit down on the ledge. And so it's very difficult to shower, so you just don't do it. So that just adds to your miserable existence pretty much, because you smell, other people know that you smell, you're just depressed, and you don't feel like getting up and doing anything. And so it's just a continuous cycle of of misery and your life just not going the way that you think it should be going.
Numerous times. That was probably my lowest moment.
It's hard to watch someone you love go through that. Every day I went to work, I didn't know if I was gonna come home and he would be alive.
I would get numerous infections, cellulitis infections, and I had one that almost killed me. I had a bunch of stagnant fluid trapped in my leg. The fluid became infected, and the infection went into my bloodstream, and I went into septic shock and almost died.
It's very tough to watch someone you love and your whole world just crumble in front of your eyes and not being able to do anything.
And that's something I mention a lot too, is you never know if it's your last day. And I know everybody can face that situation. You don't know if you're even going to go to work and make it home that day. Like, everybody probably faces that. But when you're bigger, it's even more scary because you are more susceptible to illnesses and sicknesses and infections that smaller people are not as susceptible to. Like, everybody can get an infection, everybody can get sick. But when you're big and you're 600 pounds, having an pneumonia can be a death sentence. Getting a cold, a simple cold that most people have no issues with. You can die from it being bigger. You can die in your sleep because you have sleep apnea. Your skin can just collect all this fluid like he was talking about, and you can get a cellulitis infection. So, I mean, there's just so many things, hidden dangers that you don't even realize are there when you're big, because you don't even want to think about it, but they're right there. And that doesn't even include the diabetes type 2. That doesn't include heart issues and stroke risk and pulmonary embolisms in your lungs and just all sorts of just different things, cancer risk.
When the nurse read the chart to me of what I weighed, I had this moment of shock. I was 600 pounds. I couldn't provide for myself or my family. I was a burden on them as well. My marriage was starting to fall apart, and same with everything around me. That's when I knew I had to do something. I had a friend in real life. She started her own diet doing keto, and I had seen great success with her. She gave me some YouTube links to watch, some research to read. From there on out, I just dove headfirst into it because I seen real life results on a real person. So go-to meals look a lot like this. Veggies, they talk about superfoods. Eggs are superfoods. They're always a go-to. Now I have them 3-4 times a week. Healthy protein, a lot more vegetables. I've never not been a fan of vegetables, but it was just something you wouldn't have as your main side.
That's really great, and I would recommend keto to anybody who wants to try to lose weight. I've lost, before I went on this journey, I lost well over 100 pounds doing keto on my own. And then I did get gallstones, and that's something you have to worry about, though. If you're losing a lot of weight like I did from keto, you can get gallstones, and I ended up getting my gallbladder out. And that made keto a lot harder to do after getting my gallbladder out. And I tried and failed many times because just eating a lot more fat without a gallbladder is more difficult because your gallbladder stores bile, and bile is concentrated in your gallbladder. And so anytime you eat fat, your gallbladder releases that bile to break up that fat. So if you don't have that concentrated bile in your gallbladder, your liver constantly like trickles out bile, but it's not concentrated like it is inside your gallbladder. So that's just one of those situations where it was difficult to do a higher fat diet doing keto without a gallbladder. And so I kind of switched to Mediterranean, and that worked for a little bit. But then that's when I decided to get back in the program. I knew I needed the help, the dietitian, the counseling, and therapy that went along with it. And that what really set me forward to being able to lose 170 plus pounds and being where I'm at today and continuing to go down.
Always turns out well. This is my home gym. This bench and all the free weights you see, my cousin-in-law Clayton gave those to me. This is how it started for me. I'm thankful that he seen something in me to give me this stuff. Then I was talking about how I wanted to go to the gym. So we ended up going together a few times. Just having someone there who knew the gym setting, it helped take away a lot of that anxiety walking into a place like that. To have such a good support system, it meant a lot because for so long, I always felt alone. Meanwhile, they were there and wanting to help me.
It definitely helps to have a support system, somebody in your life who can go to the gym with you. Take that anxiety out of it. You're comfortable going with somebody else that you know and love and you're close with. Going by yourself, it's a scary thing. And I've been thinking about maybe this summer I'll start getting a Planet Fitness membership. That's the closest gym to me. Maybe finding a pool that I can swim in at first that is not going to be so difficult on my knees. But yeah, now that spring's coming and weather's warming up, I think my weight loss is gonna like double. Like the efforts are gonna double because I will be active. I will be out there. It'll be easier to get exercise, and you're not stuck at home like most people are all winter long eating comfort foods because it's depressing outside and whatever. So summer's going to be a very big, and spring too, starting here in the next few weeks, is going to be very big for the next phase of my weight loss, which is my next goal is to get under 400 pounds, probably by midsummer. That's going to be my goal. So keep watching. We'll see if we get there.
I just had to smarten up and take their help. At my heaviest, I weighed 600 pounds. I lost 300 pounds in just over a year and a half. I dropped fast. And I never really hit a plateau till I hit the 300 pound mark. Then I hit one, and it's now taken about 4 months to start losing weight again. Not giving up is the only thing you can do for a plateau. You just have to push through it. My goal weight is 250 pounds. I'm still not finished.
Yeah, plateaus happen. And, sometimes people make it sound like if you hit a plateau, it's because you're not doing the right thing. And that's just not true. There's a lot of people who have different types of bodies who just do different things. And if you start eating like 800 calories, like I was doing, your body might think you're going into starvation mode and it tries to stop you from losing weight. And so it sort of sees danger, and it thinks you're starving yourself, and so your body's not going to lose weight. So what I was able to do is increase my calories to 1,200 calories, and I started losing weight again, and it was magnificent. So don't starve yourself. Don't try to dramatically decrease your calories thinking, oh, well, if I eat 500 calories, if I eat 700 calories, 800 calories, then I'm going to lose a lot of weight really quick and I'll be great. No, don't do it that way. Just kind of start slowly, eat 200 calories less than what you currently do today. Go through, write down what you eat every single day, tally up the calories, and back off that by a couple hundred. Start looking at some small things that you can cut out of your diet, maybe calories that you drink preferably, and just start cutting things off. And then a few weeks later, as you get into it and you start losing weight, cut a few more things out. Do it that way, because if you jump right into dramatically reducing your calories, not only is your body going to freak out, but you will plateau, and you're going to have a more difficult time sustaining that over a long period of time. So the moment that you start, okay, well, my body's freaking out because I'm eating 800 calories today, and then you're going to end up binging later on, and you're going to gain that weight and more because you're just binge eating because your body is just freaking out and just tells you need to eat, you need to eat, you need to eat. So that's just kind of the science behind some of it. A lot of people make the wrong moves when they start a new diet. They don't think of it as a long-term, lifelong, goal-reaching destination. They think of it, it's got to be short-term. I got to lose as much weight as I possibly can up front, and then they end up failing because of it. I know I've talked a lot in this video. I'm sorry, but I enjoy talking about this sometimes, so you're going to have to put up with it.
All my excess skin. Some days I like it, some days I don't. I can see progress underneath when I flex. It's these on the sides that drive me the most crazy. Looking back though, it's a big reminder of how far I've come. Battle scars of a warrior. Being 600 pounds, it was expected to happen. I know what I was and what I'd look like after I deflated, and perhaps
That's funny because I tell the same thing to people. It's like, I look like a deflating balloon.
one day I'll have surgery, but until then, it is what it is.
Yeah, it was a wedding. The first week in France, I think.
Yeah, I'm way smaller now.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you are too, but Jennifer at her biggest was 320 pounds, and she's lost about 122 pounds so far herself. Jen and I would motivate each other during this by just being our biggest supporter, clapping when we lost a pound, clapping when we lost 10 pounds, researching recipes together, going for walks together.
It's been a complete lifestyle change for us. This is just our life now. We're both healthier and happier.
Come here.
And doing it together, I think, is why he's been so successful and why I've been successful.
Yeah. My Instagram, I started it just for an accountability page for myself. It took off quite a bit. Now it basically still is a way for me to keep track of this journey, of my progress, but it's also out there to inspire others and let them see that a normal, regular, everyday Joe can transform their lives for the better.
I mean, I would highly recommend that to people too. Just being able to start this YouTube channel, and I did start mostly just talking about myself and my journey, but then when you start maybe doing reactions and stuff like that, like I see where a lot of people were where I started, what they had to go through, a lot of their ups and downs, and I like chronicle that because it's very interesting and good to see other people going through the same thing, reacting to that, sharing my own insights, things that I went through. And some people don't always like everything I have to say. That's fine. It's my opinion. It's my journey. It's my experience. That I see myself and a lot of other people who go on these journeys. And so stories like this really inspire me to keep going, but also interacting with you guys. And a lot of you say, hey, Tony, you've been very inspiring to me. I started my weight loss journey, or I restarted my journey because I saw that you're doing it and you're so successful at it and you're doing awesome. And so that really makes me feel really good that I've been able to inspire a lot of you. So you don't know how your journey can inspire other people, so get out there and share it. You don't have to start a YouTube channel. I highly recommend it, though, if you're not so shy in front of the camera, which I absolutely was. Those first few videos, I got to tell you, I was super duper shy. Now I'm more confident. Now I'm more able to be open and be vulnerable and share myself with you guys. But start an Instagram page or a Facebook page or whatever devoted to your journey, and just get out there and start telling your story and sharing things. And you'd be surprised by the number of people. I mean, you might be afraid that people are not going to like you, that they're going to make fun of you or whatever, but you might actually be surprised how many supportive, wonderful people there are out there who want to cheer you on and feel inspired by you and your story. So yeah, you're going to get some trolls. I do all the time. People who kind of misunderstand what I'm saying or try to make me out to be some kind of bully or whatever. That's going to happen. But you should not let that stop you from sharing your story, because the number of people you're going to inspire outweigh the haters and the trolls, right? So get out there, share your story. It's going to help you. It's going to keep you motivated, and you're going to feel like I should not have to fail because I have so many people cheering me on. And if I fail, I'm going to let these people down. I'm going to let myself down. And you're not doing this journey for anybody else but yourself. But it's going to motivate you to keep going. So don't be afraid to start a page, start a channel, start whatever, and just start sharing your journey and get it out there, because people will be inspired by you.
I do get a lot of direct messages saying how much I've inspired someone to change. It means a lot to me knowing that I've helped someone, because I was that guy looking for an answer. And just knowing that you've helped someone turn their life around for the better, that's just a good feeling. Yeah. Mentally now, I'm a lot more focused on my goals, focused on my future, and focused on my life. When things come up that stress me out, instead of turning to food or anything else, I face them head on.
It's been a journey, definitely some ups and downs, but I'm just super proud of Chance and how far he's come and how he's changed. I guess I'm just excited to see where the future takes him and myself, and just excited to keep going and get on to phase 2.
I don't take a lot for granted anymore, or I try not to. I'm thankful for the things I have. I'm thankful for the second chance that I've been given.
That's awesome. Like, this story was so inspiring. I'm so glad to see that Chance, I think that's his name, Chance was able to do this. And he did it on his own. He didn't do surgery. He did it through keto, which again, I think it is a great way to do it. If you have a gallbladder, you still might be able to do it if you don't have a gallbladder, but don't do the high fat version. Do the, just keep it to a certain amount of calories and do leaner proteins and stuff like that. You can still do it. You can still get into ketosis. But yeah, I mean, it's just great. It's really awesome. I love stories like this. They inspire me so much. And I hope you were inspired by his story as well. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video. I greatly appreciate you. I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day. God bless you.